Hey, I'm back. It's me, Shekinah. You guys better hold on to your butts because we have Jasmine 2.0.
I'm Mina. J'ai 34 ans. I'm from Paris.
Mina is a mother of two. One of those children is Mark's. She's leaving the other one in Paris because who cares about that kid? He's old news. Mina tells us that she could have had any man, but she fell for Mark because he could give her a family.
The other day, we got some news that's making it really hard for us to be excited about it.
The bad news is her other son wasn't able to get his visa in time, I guess because he has a different father. Her other child is 9 years old and will be staying with her sister.
If the passport for Clayton doesn't come soon, there's a good chance that Mina will go back.
Where have I heard this before? Mark has decided instead of picking her up at the airport, she's gonna get picked up by his private plane and flown onto the property. He's feeling really sentimental and sappy. He hasn't seen his daughter in nearly 2 years. Mina tells us that she is devastated that she had to leave her son behind, but she didn't have a choice. If she didn't leave when she did, her visa would have expired.
Say, yeah, mama, you go now to USA. I hope you come back for me.
Okay, guys, place your bets. Is she gonna return her child to Paris? Most of you are saying no. They appear to be very happy. They've been engaged for 2 years and together for 5, so they hop into his little plane and make their way home.
Il risque d'être très perturbé.
Oui, my tray table is upright. I promise you.
Either they have good chemistry or she is an excellent actress. Then he shows her the house and she says that the house is so big, it feels so empty. Maybe she should learn how to crochet. He starts showing her around the house and then gets to her older son's someday bedroom. And on the wall is a family portrait with his previous wife.
Okay.
Then she turns around and sees another picture of his wife and it says, "Welcome to my home." Mark really dropped the ball on this one. It would have really bothered me as well. But I'm also not surprised.
Pas être là à ma présence.
His fridge is full of drinks and pizza, and she tries telling him the house seems stuck in time, meaning it looks like your ex-wife still lives here, but he thinks she wants to upgrade the furniture. Then just when I think maybe she is a humble lady and I shouldn't have been so pessimistic.
You need to move in the city.
All right, give it some time.
He shows her own walk-in closet, which she is very disappointed with. She says it's barely big enough to hold all of her shoes. Then when she sees the bathroom, she starts cracking up saying she's gonna replace all of it. It's definitely a nice house. It's just not a modern blingy house. I have to say, so far of all of the sugar daddies on the phone, I think she's landed herself the most established one. He seems kind, he loves his baby, but we all know how fast our feelings can change on these people.
I don't know. You tell me New Hampshire I don't have the young people.
She hasn't even driven through the state yet, and she's already telling him that she wants to move somewhere else. She's like, New Hampshire is full of old people. You're about to be married to one of those old people, lady. What are you talking about?
But you convinced me to move somewhere
I don't
else.
stay here.
First day here, you tell me you're not staying.
I wonder if his daughter's words are ringing in his ears right now. This woman is gonna milk him for all he's worth. Mark tells us he knows that Minnie can be hard to please, but he was expecting some excitement and a willingness to live in New Hampshire, at least for a little bit.
You're the boss for your work. I'm the boss in the house.
Moving on! We're with Stevie. She's packing up her clothes to pick up her man at the airport. She's packing her clothes because she frequently gets sick with crossing over bridges. There's so little going on with these two that they're dramatizing crossing a bridge.
There's a lot of things that Maddie might be taken aback by a little bit when he gets here.
Boy, oh boy, is that a guilty face if I've ever seen one. She enjoys going pantless inside the house. She has OCD about the house being organized, night terrors. She naps frequently and will even fall asleep while she's eating.
He knows about them, but he's never lived with them. So I think it's going to be different.
Maddie will be landing down soon. The drive is 2 hours away. She starts feeling sick as she crosses the bridge, but tells us this is nothing compared to the pain he's gonna have leaving his entire family.
I'm just very hopeful that what we had for that week in Turkey will translate.
They have spent a total of 1 week together in person, but Stevie makes it to the airport, changes her outfit, and waits for him with her poster that says, "Welcome home, Marim," instead of Maddie, which I guess is a cultural thing for him, meaning they're together. I thought it was nice that finally somebody has shown some understanding of the other person's culture.
5 nasty STIs, got some in my balls,
He's like, look at me, and she's like, I can't, I'm shaking. Mahdi tells us he is 26 years old, so 11 years younger than her, and normally he introduces himself as Persian because it sounds better than Iranian.
She was just like family, home, friend, wife.
I don't understand why she seems to be panicking that he's here. And now he's sitting here trying to comfort her when he's probably exhausted.
My parents are not feeling good with me leaving.
He has never felt so overwhelmed with emotions. On one hand, he knows his future will be better in America, nothing about Stevie, but on the other hand, he left his whole family. And then he learns that Stevie gets car sick.
This is the very first time that I'm seeing Stevie freaking out so bad.
Thankfully, they make it to the downtown area, and Mahdi finds it cool but also strange. And Iran is very strict. Even if someone's having a private party, the government will still get involved.
We have dress codes everywhere, and you cannot choose how you wear.
We've never had a couple face this challenge before. I would have never guessed that this Middle Eastern man is shocked to see everyone's coochie hanging out.
I'm looking forward to spending the first night back with Maddie.
I think I'm gonna like these two. He's young but very mellow, and she just seems like a sweet, kind person. Or maybe it's an Airbnb, but it's really cool. He tells her how much he likes the hotel that she booked. It kind of reminded me of Arnold's bedroom from Hey Arnold, where's my 90 kids at? Then Mahdi points to the flag outside and says it's so cool to see this flag that represents freedom just freely blowing in the breeze. In my country, it's either on fire or being stomped on.
It's really cool.
It's cool? Which part is cool? He says the U.S. Embassy in Iran has been destroyed and turned into a museum, and the flag they have for America is all torn up. He looks seriously bothered right here, and I don't know if it's because he feels bad for how his culture hates Americans, or if he feels like he's betraying his people.
This is the very first time that I'm just looking at Juan being free and
Like you.
It's quite awkward and uncomfortable, so she asks him if he's talked to his family, and he says yes, but they just cry. When his parents dropped him off at the airport, they were both in tears, and he questioned for the first time if he was making a mistake.
always a risk for Iranians who come to the US to go back to Iran and get arrested.
Can someone shed some light on this situation? He made it sound like the Iranian government would arrest him if he tried to return. Like, is it punishment for him leaving in the first place? He asked Stevie how would she feel if he traveled back to Iran and was never able to leave again.
To hear Maddie say that he might possibly want to go back within the first hours of being here, and honestly, it hurts.
She can see that he is really hurting right now, so she reassures him whatever he needs to do, she will stand by him even if it hurts. Even though it's alarming and it's hurtful for her to hear, she doesn't let him see that. Moving on!
Oh my God. Did I just get in my hair?
Get in your what? Meet Greg from New York. He's a 35-year-old baker who fell in love with the craft as a child. He comes from a big Italian family and says most gatherings revolve around food.
Eating and cooking and eating and cooking and eating and cooking, which, perpetually came on to me as I...
Needless to say, food was very important in his life. It becomes so important, he ballooned up to 480 pounds. He decided it was time for a change, so over the next 2 years, he would lose 200 pounds.
But as far as a bakery goes, I need to just continue and I need to push through this.
He is counting on his bakery business taking off because pretty soon his woman will be coming to meet him in America.
Joan is from Uganda and absolutely just head over heels in love with this girl.
He met Joan when a friend of his invited him to take a tour with his safari company. On this tour,
I checked into the guest house and I saw Joan within my first hour and a half of being there in Uganda.
while on the trip, he didn't talk to her as much as he would have liked. A year and a half later, he was kicking himself for letting her get away. Then one day, she added him on social media, and the rest is history.
I ended up going back to Uganda, and I proposed to her on her birthday.
Greg loves everything about Long Island except for the aggressive drivers and high cost of living. The average starter home is between $400,000 and $600,000, and Greg is very far from being able to afford their own house.
So right now, my current living situation, I'm living at home with my mother. It's this huge cock block, you know.
He lives with his mom with no money for his own place, but somehow he's going to be able to take care of her. Thankfully, Joan does know about his living situation and has already told him they need their own place. But again, how?
Hoping she's cool with the fact that we're possibly going to be living there for a year, up to 2 years.
You're hoping? It's like Jabri and Miona all over again. How long is she gonna stick around living with the mom who does his laundry? She cooks for him? She cleans up his bedroom? But she reassures us that whenever she needs a hand, he's more than willing to help. Lunch is ready, so Mom sets the table, feeds him his vegetables, and they share their final feelings before Joan arrives in a few hours.
You know, I'd like to observe how she treats you, too, you know, as a person and how she talks to you.
Yeah.
Mom tells us that Gregory is naive when it comes to relationships, and she's afraid this girl is only taking advantage of him. But, advantage of what? He's not employed. He has no assets, no prospects.
Would you consider a separate room?
Until we get married is what you're saying? Or until, like, I don't understand?
Yeah, till you try the knot.
Well, now his panties are in a great big bunch. He's so concerned about not being able to sleep with her when he literally has nothing planned for their future.
I mean, I really don't see a difference. I don't see, like, having her in a separate room for what? I don't know. Which room is she going to live in?
But, have you seen her butt, though?
She's got just a nice big booty.
This is gonna hurt her, and that's the last thing that I want. All I care about is her feelings and her happiness and, her butt.
We're not necessarily paying rent, so when she asks me to do something like this, I have to take it very serious.
Oh my goodness. This guy should have been on Who Loves a Mama's Boy or whatever it's called. I refuse to watch that show because I know it would make me so mad. I don't like Greg. What is he doing with his life? He's irresponsible and he's being selfish, bringing someone to a country when you have nothing to offer them.
Sleep in the same bedroom and the same bed at night is part of the whole part of being together.
I'm a grown man. I should be allowed to sleep with my fiance. Mom, by the way, I was wondering if you could bring us breakfast in bed tomorrow. Please, Mom, please. Please, Mom.
I'm not a little nervous. It's kind of got me shaking in my boots a little bit here,
It's a new day. Greg is at his friend's house to take a look at her pipes, but he can't fit under the sink. He tells her that he's still working at losing some weight to look good when Joan arrives.
In her country, she actually is the director of a nonprofit organization, an NGO.
Oh, wow.
She also has her master's degree in marketing and finance. I can't help but think she's gonna be a little bit upset when she arrives and realizes her fiance is a total bum and Mom won't even let them sleep in the same room.
She's relatively well off, so she's kind of taking a step back coming here in a way.
Greg tells us that because she has done so well for herself and is already so established, he knows she can't be using him for a green card. He says that coming to stay with him will be a step down.
Truthfully speaking, I think she's in for a rude awakening coming here.
Yeah, we'll see who's smiling when she's packing her bags to leave. He claims that he's been very transparent about his working and living situation, but still anticipates her to be shocked, which tells me he hasn't been transparent.
Do you feel that you are ready for her to be here?
Not really.
All right, Greg. This is a horrible first impression. You guys know I never say anything mean about anyone, but this guy's a loser.
Le who? The her.
Financially, it's a lot of money. Everything costs money here, especially living in New York.
He tells her he's been working really hard on the bakery, and she's like, oh, do you actually think that's gonna work out for you? And he's like, well, I hope so. All my eggs are in one basket until I can start a GoFundMe or my OnlyFans.
Try to start thinking a little bit more in today and not always, I'll get there when I get there. Grow up a little bit.
He tells us he has never taken life very seriously. He never thought seriously about needing a career and feels like he's stuck with this childlike mentality.
I'm not living in regret, and I feel like I should have took things more serious, but that's where I'm at right now, and that's the reality.
Well, that is depressing. Moving on. Oh my gosh, Sarper, what happened? Come to mommy.
Shekinah, it's horrible. They wouldn't let me in.
What? Did they see how good I looked in all of those pictures? It wouldn't be fair to American men because I am so handsome.
I'm so mad at you.
I got it. I got K1.
This is almost as good as orgasm. The best things in life are peeing, orgasm, and K1 Shekinah.
I try to be as cute as possible.
I was as cute as a little poopy. Yes, sir, indeed. And I got it,
I didn't even say that I have an interview. It won't be so easy to tell them.
In Turkey, we are supposed to take care of our parents, and I am an only child, Shekinah. What is going to happen to them? And what happens if they say I can't go?
I just am worried maybe your family's reaction is so bad that you decide you don't want to come.
They are old Shalipa. They have health issues. And if anything happens, I won't be able to come back to Turkey for a while.
Try to smile a little. Yeah, not that smile. That one looks too fake. That's not a smile at all.
Sharpie, if you look sad, everyone is gonna know the truth and they're gonna be mad at me. So just fix your face and tell them how excited you are to come to LA. Okay? Sarper is feeling really confused. He's excited for his approval, but his bond with his family is very strong, unlike Shekinah's, so she doesn't understand how painful this is for him and for them as well.
It's going to hit them like a ton of bricks. They're going to be blindsided.
And to make matters worse, it's Becky's birthday. They start making some small talk, but Sarper is already feeling really uncomfortable and everyone knows he's about to drop some bad news.
Size bir şey söyleyeceğim. Hayırdır?
I am so sorry that I lied to you, Mommy. I was really in Ankara because I was at my visa interview. Becky says that she was thinking that, but couldn't imagine Sarper keeping this secret from them.
90 gün içinde karar vereceğiz. Ya evleneceğiz ya da evlenmeyeceğiz. Ben döneceğim.
He tells them to think of it like a 3-month vacation, but Mom is devastated. He reassures them that he might not even like it in America. He isn't going to get rid of his apartment. He isn't going to sell his car. Dad says, well, how will we be able to come and see you?
Siz gelemeyeceksiniz.
Evlilik.
Yok.
Oh my gosh, they won't even be able to attend the wedding? Mom is speechless. Sarper looks destroyed for hurting her, but he tries telling them how serious they're taking it. If he wasn't approved, they would have broken up.
She loves you so much. But you are stealing me from them.
They know.
Shekinah tells them they will not be leaving forever. Soon enough, he will be able to freely travel back and forth. Becky tells us that his parents are crushed by the news and definitely trying to hold in their emotions.
I know he will devastate it.
Moving on. Now we are moving on to Juan and Jessica.
It's me, Jessica.
As a family of 5 with 3 little kids, we all have to share a hotel room.
Oh, I'm sure Juan just can't wait to hear more screaming children. Did you know a baby can cry up to 130 decibels, equivalent to a siren, which is why parents of colicky children wish they were dead?
I just don't really know where I'm going.
What a romantic first night together. You couldn't get someone to take care of your kids for one night. She's like, well, now he can finally see what parenthood is like. He's gonna run.
Seeing the chaos, seeing the cute part, everything, it was a little weird to me.
Being around happy, playful children was weird. At least he's trying to stay somewhat positive, though. He says the kids wouldn't be acting like this if they didn't feel comfortable around him, so it is a good sign.
All the things I went through when I was a kid, it makes me want to be a good father for my son, a good stepfather.
They end up going to bed with the baby in between them, which made me a little bit nervous, but everyone woke up alive and well.
Next stop, Wyoming!
Next stop, Wyoming.
Oh my gosh, this sucks just watching it. I am so glad I'm not stuck in that car right now. As they're driving, Juan is realizing they're in the middle of nowhere, which is terrifying for him. He likes the fast-paced, hustle, bustle, city party scene.
It's flat land with yellow grass, and there is just basically nothing but land.
Jello grass? A population that could fit into a Pinto? And the air smells like crap? Who wouldn't want to leave a cruise for this? But Jessica couldn't be more excited. Look, Juan, a state-of-the-art IMAX theater, and over there is the coolest gas station. Look, we even have a liquor store. What else could a man ask for?
Welcome home. The crying baby and all.
Boy, oh boy, what a happy welcome. Thank you so much, Wyoming. The baby is still crying, by the way. Cried the whole way there and is still crying in mom's arms.
Jessica's a super positive person, and then she has a lot of things hanging around.
Jessica likes putting up little sayings and motivational quotes on the walls, but Juan thinks it's too much. There's too many things all over the place. But hang on, it gets better.
Here's our bedroom.
So, no door.
No door.
Doorless.
Doorless bedroom.
Juan is trying to compliment her on the room being beautiful, but he's really bothered that they don't have a door. He needs some personal space. Then he learns the bathroom off the master only has a toilet. So every morning he'll be sharing the bathroom with the boys.
There is not even a little privacy. There's no privacy. That's the thing.
For him to get into the bathroom, he has to walk through the kid's bedroom unless he wants to shower upstairs. But either way, his closet is in the boys' room.
I need privacy, and I think we need to find a better solution.
She's like, but you didn't even have privacy on the ship. This isn't any different. He's like, this is my home now. I'm not on a boat working. Is it really asking too much to install a door? And how many times have the boys waltzed into her room while she was changing? If I'm out of my kid's sightline for 2 minutes, they're looking for me.
As a parent, which you'll soon learn, there's just not a ton of privacy.
She's like, well, this is what parenthood is all about. Being miserable and uncomfortable all the time. You just gotta grin and bear it like me.
I need to talk to you.
But you need to go to bed.
Okay, I will.
The boys have absolutely no boundaries. They're walking all over her and she allows it. And despite having a bassinet right next to her, she put the baby in between them again. What are you doing? It's his first night? What? Why do you even want one there?
Turn off the light.
In the next episode, Maddie will explore New Orleans and fall in love with freedom.
I can totally feel the freedom here.
Greg will pick up his woman and she's already crying on the way home.
This is day one. I want you going back already.
Sarper will part ways with his parents, and this chick tells Mark that his daughter is a snake.
She and me is the enemies. Now I say I'm snake,
Thank you so much for watching till the end. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!
She said I've got 5 nasty STIs. Got some in my balls, got some in my ass. What's worse is my weird ginger pubes are crawling with crabs. I've got herpes, and I don't even know where I got genital warts. My pubes are rich and now I feel like I've created my own zoo. Bit of romance on her juicy lips, the ones in her pants. It was so beautiful.